we've known for some time that they are changing the legalization status of marijuana in Thailand again. They kind of messed up, things got a little out of hand, and they know they need to change it. But what are they doing? What are the changes? Well, some of the newest news out saying that there is a bill put forward and no more recreational, just medicinal. So what does that mean for those of us who live here or travel here and want to consume cannabis? Well, we're going to likely have to get a medical card through a doctor's appointment at the dispensary. That's the most likely thing that's going to happen. There are so many shops and they want to find a way to let them stay in business. So there's a little bit of a discrepancy right now with the bill that's being put forward and how they really want to handle it in the end. So I think that part will pass, where recreational use will be no longer, and they will need to have a real doctor, a clinic next to their dispensary or somebody on site to write the prescription, and how difficult it is to actually get the prescription, whether that means you need cancer or something serious versus just needing insomnia or pain type deal, is yet to be determined. I think that's going to be the most crucial part of determining the new rules, is the fine details like that. They can't just offer it for cancer patients and multiple sclerosis. Again, there's just too many shops and they won't get enough business. So what I think is, that part of the bill will pass. You will need a prescription. But the second major part that they are trying to pass is that you will no longer be able to use the buds. And they want to just be able to use the stems, the sticks, the part with very little THC. And they want the legal passable THC percentage to be something very low, 0.02% or something like that. So essentially getting no real psychoactive effect from it, just getting the terpenes and CBD and the chemicals inside your body without really feeling much mental effect. But I don't think that will work, and they know that that's not going to work. And so they've already said that the bill being put forward at the moment is not quite what they're looking to do. It doesn't solve the problem they're looking to solve. So they're still figuring it out, and that's the latest news we really have. They will definitely be banning smoking inside the store. Kind of hanging out, lounging, like a bar vibe, but for smoking. They're trying to do away with that. They don't want the Amsterdam feel to be here. And, the people in charge people that are now in charge do not think that it should be used recreationally and that it should be consumed in this fun way, like drinking alcohol or going to a bar. To them, that's not what it should be used for, and it should be much more traditional medicine type of approach, hence using the sticks, the seeds, and making like this concoction that will not actually get you high, but may treat some of your pains and ailments. But even if it is for medicinal use, you need a high level of THC and CBD to achieve that. So even if that's what they're going for, they're doing it wrong by taking the buds away and just allowing very low THC parts of the plant. It's not realistic, and I think it's a super old school approach or mindset to have around the issue. Given that we've had all these years to kind of test and experiment and see what's worked in other places, I think we can look at places like Los Angeles, places like Canada, that have gone through this exact same growing pain with changing the rules in the city and figuring out how to make it work. And he just smashed his car. I don't know if you could hear that, but that's never good. Oh, it's no good. Even though I think the current rules are fine and things are actually quite nice here, I understand why they want to make changes and why it feels a little crazy to them. given that it was such a night and day difference to pre-legalization and after, with just the amount of shops and how it's sort of changed, I guess, tourism here, and maybe changed some of the types of tourists that will come here. And something they noted in the recent news article was that people in a concert were complaining about the concert smelling like weed, even though they were far away from it. I get that. I think this is going to happen anywhere. I mean, you go to a concert in the US, for sure, it's going to smell like weed, even if there's no smoking permitted, It's to the extent of how they, manage it, and the security, and how they put the rules in place to if they really want to stop it or not. And so I think, I get that they don't want to be like this Amsterdam, just go here to smoke pot and do it in public, especially. But I mean, they had to recognize that this could happen from changing the rules at all. So, now that it's happened, I think it's like damage control. Changing it to medicinal only would at least potentially turn away some tourists who are just waltzing into a shop from a bar out on a night, from going in and doing it. Maybe it would be people who are here for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, know they want to get it. Maybe that's a more let's say, I don't know, more the type of tourist they want using it. And then people living here would, of course, have to get the card too. But maybe it just takes some of the accessibility away of using it on a night out, unless you get the card ahead of time. So I don't know. I don't know that it will solve a ton of issues. I think a lot of it is just to appease some people in power who don't like how legal it is. And so I think the change of not being recreational but now being medicinal could be enough for them in the end. Hopefully that's enough, and they don't need to put some weird limits on the THC percentage, or what parts of the plant can you actually use and sell. I think that's silly, very silly, so let's see. If you've been here since it's been legalized, let me know in the comments what you thought of it and how was your experience using cannabis in Thailand. For me, it's been positive, other than having to control my usage. I think it's an awesome thing, and I think it just adds a nice element to Thailand that I was always craving. I've always thought it's the perfect place, or Southeast Asia in general. It's like the perfect style of living, and it was always missing weed, right? It was just felt like something that would complete a lot of the stuff here, whatever, being by the beach, just taking in nature, stuff like that. So I think being able to indulge in that and enjoy that has been really cool. And I mean, I don't know that it's caused any serious issues socially or whatever in tourism with people, other than the smell bothering people, and people who already were not into weed, kind of sticking by that and not being happy that it's changed so much in their country. But I think other than that, it's not caused any real issues. Many years ago, when things were first changing in California and getting legalized, and they were figuring out what to do, it was very much the go into the dispensary, see the doctor on site, tell him you have pain or you can't sleep, and you get your card. And this was how everyone gets their card, whether they have those ailments or not, whether they have health concerns or not. And so it's likely that if they do something like that here, it's just going to feel the same, where to me it never felt like a sensible rule. It never seemed to make much sense. It was just this legal thing, this document, or this, how it was. It didn't make any sense in reality, right? It's why, obviously people are getting their card and just paying for this card, and it's doing it because it's the law. So why do that here as well? I don't know if they'll do it just like that. And then if you make it much harder to get the medical card, you need serious diseases, then I think it takes it away from the people who want to use it recreationally. So if that is their concern, they do want to take it away completely from people using it recreationally, maybe they do need to, make you get a card and not allow you to just say you have pain or you have insomnia. Even though it helps those things, it makes it too easy to get, too difficult for a doctor to really determine, if you need it or not. So I don't know. I get why it's so difficult for them to figure out what to do and come to an agreement. There's multiple parties within the government that are needing to come to an agreement on it. And so that is part of the difficulty, is that they're not all in agreement, right? Like the very traditional Thai medicine folks, which it goes to them, they don't want the budgies, they want the low THC, they don't want recreational. And like some of the other people in government just don't want it recreational, but they don't agree that the harsh changes will, fix the current issue. So, I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen going forward. Nobody is. The shops don't know. I think the shop owners, the dispensary owners, are most on edge at the moment, as I would be if I thought this was a quick buck or just a good business to get into, and then things are changing months later. It's tough situation for people. So very curious to see what happens. Fingers crossed that not too much changes, and even if it's a little more difficult for us to get it, or whatever's additional step for us, that we can still have access to it, and of the same quality and the same strengths that we're seeing at the moment. If you enjoyed my video, please drop a like, a thumbs up on the video. It will help me for sure, and maybe you'll get some good karma out of that. And let me know in the comments about your weed experience in Thailand, and if you think they should change the rules or what you think is going to happen. I'd love to know. I'll see you in tomorrow's video.